Are you really gonna do this to me? After all we've been through? Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xaereth Prevails, a Grand Arena story. We've got a lot of highlights today. I haven't done one of these GAC recaps in a while, and I love GAC recaps. It's the big history of this channel, but we've been focused on a lot of other things lately, folks, and I'm excited to show you that there was just too many highlights on this one to ignore at all. There's just a ton. Lots going on here, so let's jump in and say thank you to all my patrons. You guys are amazing. I really, truly appreciate every single one of you. I couldn't do this without you. I was just, I just ordered my last stick of RAM, 2 sticks actually, for my new computer, and I owe it to you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. Truly, I very much appreciate you guys. Just a reminder, folks, if you want to support this channel for free, all you gotta is hit that like button, subscribe, comment. Just help me out, guys. Hook up the algorithm. Hook me up. Mount the algorithm. It's fun. You won't even remember it. You'll be like, whoa, I blacked out. What happened? And people are like, dude, you were mounting the algorithm. You really don't remember? And then you'll feel like a crazy person. So let's go into this fight. So we start off with a banger, guys. I haven't faced Reva with Traya yet. We have Savage. Note that Savage never takes a turn. You'll see what I mean here. This is a Traya. I should also know, guys, this is a match against someone with significantly less GP. I think they had like a million less, maybe even a little bit more than that. So what this is like the amount that I'm usually outgunned in GAC is reversed, is basically what it is. Like, usually we see all the green in all of the compares, or all of the red, sorry, in all the compares, and my opponent has all the green, and this time it's a little bit reversed. I mean, it is reversed, and so he's still got decent relic levels and everything. It's not like we should underestimate him at all. It's just, I want to make sure everyone understands that nothing that I'm doing here is, you know, I just want to be above board, that's all. You guys can see the relic levels up on the top right. It looks like it didn't record the entire thing. Like, you can see the Omicron on Reva. I think she only has 1 or 2, I don't remember. But, I mean, with Traya, my Traya team is all Relic 7, I believe. Savage is 8. And, let's see, I guess Darth Talon is Relic 5 or something. We have a health Datacron on this Traya team. And so you immediately get Deathmark. That was the bug. Like, she dispels everyone whenever they have debuffs. And so, of course, she's going to have the debuff on her, and so, like, immediately we get to isolate Reva, which is nice, and I mean, it's not kind of us by any stretch, but it is nice. It's like, oh, it's very nice. I decided to annihilate Reva first, because then at least I could clean this up pretty nicely. I think that what people were saying is you're supposed to kill Grand Inquisitor first, in fact, so maybe I botched that, I don't really know. Now I was trying to figure out, I don't want to get Deathmark on anyone else. Like, Traya's been tanking it pretty nicely, though there was a time that it was looking kind of sketchy. And, yeah. We just, like, so Scion has a way of dispelling debuffs on himself, so don't wanna overlook that. Alright, got a 74 though, pretty nice start. Now he's got General Skywalker here, and my CLS team has the Chupio Kron, which means whenever Chupio hits back, he gives everyone extra protection up, I believe is what it is, and so kind of good tanking ability there. Just gotta kill 5s first. A lot of times you'll shoot Rex first in this, just so that you guarantee that, like, there's no way for him to cleanse himself, so you can guarantee that he's not going to get his cool Rex ability, his mount up, or whatever it is, mount the algorithm, I think is maybe what it's called. but it wasn't really necessary. They weren't crazy. There was only relic 5 on... relic 7 on 5s? Yeah, so nothing too crazy. Got good banners there, of course, because the Chupiocron is awesome. Now we've got Sith Eternal Emperor against this Malgus team. So I think the most interesting part about this, because I've been doing this for a few seasons, is, you know, you kill Wat. The problem is, of course, that Wat is someone who wants to go with Trench now. And I had that decision. I had Trench in my roster on offense. And it was like, well, like, what do we want to do? Like, do we want to take apart this Trench team? Do we want to not? What do we want to do here? And, I mean... the answer, of course, is just Trench, even with his really awesome Datacron, is not worth as much as Sith Eternal Emperor with Wat, and it gets a little bit scary if you try to create some kind of a situation where armor puts the stuff on, puts the buff on. Like you get into an instance where it's like, first off, it's really tough to get your ultimate sometimes. Like, I've seen it before where you just eventually lose because armor isn't cleansing anything. Like, that buff is really nice from armor, but it's not as good as if you're using Wat. And this is pretty nice too, because one really key difference between armor and Wat is Wat's buff it recovers the 30% protection on Sith Eternal at the start of his turn. Armor's does it at the end. Now you see that I'm doing this by hand because I wanted to make sure that no one died. No one died until we got their second ult. Alright, we've got a Raddus team down south, which isn't something I would really recommend to you folks. Just not something that's really going to work out for you, especially there's no K2. K2 makes this so much more difficult to beat, and so yeah, we just vaporized poor old Fish Face there. Does he deserve to be called Fish Face McGee? Probably. It even rhymes. Fish Face McGee, probably. And I mean, Fennec is actually kind of close to dead. I mean, she probably did a bunch of crits, probably a lot of ignorant things to that fish, to be honest, if we're just being the most honest, and she got a bunch of exposes. Yeah, look at that, 5 exposes, and then all you have to do is, like, do some kind of, an AoE or something, and be able to almost take her out, but instead, we took all of them out. No problem. So pretty good scores to start the match, guys. I think it dropped, looks like I dropped 2 total banners from the total possible. In the back, we have a Sana team that's not very scary, a Qui-Gon team that isn't very fast, and then an a sortie squad that has Queel on it, which is interesting, to say the least. Alright, but here's the big one, guys, is Jabba here. Let's actually pause and set the stage just a little bit here, folks. So, we've got Aphra. She does have 2 Omicrons on her. She's got her leadership, which in 5s this works. So, the leadership and then her unique. And then, other than that, I've got Relic 8 on Aphra, Relic 8 on BT1. And this Jabba team is all Relic 8 except for, I think, Scando, and maybe Embo's a little bit lower relics as well. Like 5 or more on Embo for sure. You guys can look in a minute. Chrysanthemum does not have his Omicron, but I thought this was a good place to start with my testing. So, you know, everyone else on this squad, let's see, B. So I have B2 here. I left Grievous squad without B2 on defense. I got a few holds actually. I'll show you guys in a little bit what I placed, but then let's see, Relic 7 on BT1, or on 000, and then 8 on Vader. And the idea here is we don't have a tank, and we just got to do a lot of damage. So, just lots of damage. Relic 8 on BT1 is just all out. And the really important thing, guys, is I put a potency cron on this team, and I have a ton of potency naturally on Aphra, because Aphra really boosts this team's offense with her potency. And the other big thing, though, is when she takes her first turn, she gets 100% turn meter. She's able to get that doubt on everyone, which means they can't gain bonus turn meter. It means they can't heal protection or health. It means they can't gain buffs. Like, doubt is a really powerful debuff, no doubt. Leave no doubt. So she was able to land it on everyone because she has great potency, and you know, they could all resist 15% of the time if they really, you know, felt like they needed to. But one way or another, I just wanted to kind of set the stage just a little bit here for you, since this is what the title card had on it. Alright, so we could do the first hit. I like to hose people. I like to hose them all off, though, first, and then BT1 takes a turn anyways. So, good to go. Alright, I had to clear my throat there, folks. Looks like I'm going to have to do it again in just a minute, but okay, so let's try to kill Chrysanthemum. After you kill Boosh, a lot of the tension goes down. B2 here is really important, of course, because he's able to dispel that taunt from Chrysanthemum. Hold on, guys. Alright, I think we're a little bit better. So we can dispel that buff from Chrysanthemum, which means we can go straight for Boosh. Now, I haven't fought this battle, like, I've done it a lot in Arena, but you never know what you're going to face. Like, Arena just has a lot of really, frankly, bad teams in it, so it's hard to test that sort of thing. But, okay, so Empo's Relic 70s, it's not too bad. Not too bad. You know, somehow Chrysanthemum's going to return here, and I think one of the big things, too, is B2 is borrowing at least some part of Aphra's potency. I always forget how much everyone shares, so I don't know the kit like perfectly yet. I have been scheming around it, but kits these days are so crazy complex. I mean, everyone wants guides, but the problem is no one makes guides. No content creator makes guides because they're so complex of kits, and you're afraid to miss something. And that's definitely me in some cases here, at least, guys. So you'll note the BT1 isn't doing as much damage because of Chrysanthemum's like arm ripping move. You can see his debuff. It means his BT1's offense is half off, which is kind of like what Chrysanthemum's arm tearing move would do to him, in fact. But we finally got rid of him. We set the Wookiee on fire, and now it's time to melt the slug, as they say somewhere. 62 banners. Not too bad, guys. It's not the toughest Jabba team I'll face, but we'll keep marching right along and testing that for you. I mean, we weren't really tested to the full extent of our strength anyway, so okay, we've got this Rey team, and you know, everyone's putting Cal with Rey. Like, it's like, oh, hey, if you're cool, you have to put Cal. Like, if you want to get holds, you put Cal with Rey. It's like, you have to do it, guys. And the reality is, if you want to use Starkiller, like, Cal just almost doesn't matter. I mean, he can do some things, I guess, and he's pretty good on offense. I've used him on offense a few times on my alternate account with Starkiller against Rey, and that has legs, but the AI just doesn't play it that well, or, I mean, it's just not equipped. Like, Rey on defense against a Starkiller team is just not... It's not really that great. So we're just trying to get everyone into damage immunity if we can. Couldn't really manage it all the way. Let's just pop some staggers and get rid of the blue stuff on Rey, the inspired. Okay, so we have our Star Destroyer available. We probably don't want to use it yet, though. Let's just hold on to it. Star Destroyer of Healing will eventually get here. We can let old Ben taunt. He already totters about. He may as well taunt her about, you know? He's just an old dude looking for a score. I don't know what that means. Well, I do know what a few different things that could mean, and probably almost none of them actually apply to old Ben, so not really sure where this is coming from. Okay, so let's get the Inspired off of Rey, and gosh, I kind of did that in a weird order, guys. I should have probably just done a basic on her first to get rid of Inspired, and then used the rest of it. But okay, Star Destroyer of Healing. Cool, it's working. Rey, okay, so she gone. Now we just have to kill everyone else, including Ben. Of course, somehow Ben returned. He's like Chrysanthemum and like Palpatine, apparently. Alright, so we got everyone on damage immunity now, except for Ben, of course, but apparently we just kill Ben for sport these days, even though he was in stealth. I think that was kind of a, or not stealth, but he was stunned. Like, why would I kill him in that case? Like, just stun him, dude. Why do we have to just slaughter him wantonly? Alright, what do we get? 65, good to go. Not too bad. That's not the very best Ray comp that I've seen, but I haven't really seen one that this season that Star Killer wasn't like, yeah, I'll definitely kill that. Okay, the Resistance Hero Finn. Okay, so this is the what I like to call like the backup Zorii team, which is you kill Finn, and it's cool because he has a backup. And you're like, oh man, I killed him, but he has a backup, so what do I do? And same with Poe. But you'll note that I did a mark on their OG Finn to keep him from getting damage immunity from Zorii. And honestly, guys, Jedi Master Luke on his, like with Scrub Jedi, loses this a lot of times. He just does. However, if you use Jedi Knight Luke and Revan, you just get max banners, because you just pass the turn to the Jedi Luke, stun everyone, and then just kill them at your leisure. Now, Bad Batch, this is kind of a rare treat. Usually, if people are placing this team on me these days, they've made sure that Qui-Gon, Ki-Adi-Mundi, and Anakin are all faster than even my 370 on Echo. But he's not doing that this time. Okay, so we actually hit a problem where we killed people too fast, and Anakin we didn't kill Anakin quickly enough. Even though we got the 2-turn stun on him, he somehow Anakin returned. No, he didn't return. He just his lightsaber to our face returned. It almost made it so that we couldn't return. Alright, so start with an AoE here. We have Reva for a dash team with Hondo. It's crazy, man. Only relic 5 on L3. Not that it matters that much. Let's steal turn meter from Hondo. And actually, we may as well just take him out, along with one version of Dad Bod Boba. Remember, Hondo can't be revived by Vander, because Vander only revives light side. And even though Hondo has a white circle around him, that doesn't mean that he's a light side guy. He's not cool like that. Okay, Executor and some scrubs. Let's take in Wampa here. I do have the dot cron from Wampa, and honestly, I was gonna use like Bad Batch. There's a lot of teams I could use here. This is like one of the very worst versions of the Sauna team, frankly. I don't blame people for wanting to run it. Like, there's a bunch of like okay characters here, but like there's no Stormtrooper Han here. Look at that. Rolo's like, hey, you can kill me next. Well, Wampa's like, okay, you know. Yeah, this. So the one thing that is scary about this squad, guys, is potentially Cara Dune just timing us out. So I guess like Sana was gonna kill herself, and now a lot of people are like, put it on auto, put it on auto. And the problem with auto here, guys, is that Cara Dune is just like you need to get to a point. Like Wampa loves to roar, and that's usually a good thing. Usually the auto, you want auto to do that, but what you really want here is for Cara Dune to eventually, like, to find a situation where Cara Dune, well, first off, you don't want to be so strong. Yeah, there we go. You don't want to be so strong that you just auto kill her every single time. So you don't want to roar, and then you want to get it to the point where she like misses or takes a double turn. When that happens, then you want to be able to do a basic immediately. All right. So I have Nightsisters. I have the Omicron on both Asajj and Marin, and they're all relicked. This is against a sortie squad with, with the cool Datacron that lets them just keep regenerating that spare parts buff. But then they have Kuil here, which makes the whole team a little bit slower. Well, at least it makes Sortie slower. It makes her she's sortie slow. That was a stretch, even for me. But the idea here, guys, is just to eventually kill them all with Plague. And, you know, that's the hope anyways. And, you know, as they are killing our guys, we're also ramping up quite a bit. Marin is just ludicrous, especially with her Omicron, man. It's very silly. You'll note that our health and protection is crazy high because Marin just heals everyone all the time. She's just, she's a game changer, guys. Once she is farmable, which should be very soon, I would highly recommend you guys get her because she's nuts. She's really strong. So we're just kind of whittling these guys down. Once you kill, like Queel was the VIP, actually, and so once we killed the VIP, I mean things get easier, of course, but I don't know. This look at our health and protection. It's pristine. Nightsisters are just not used to that. Now it's a challenge to get through Zoree's stacks of protection, but if you have Plague, you can kind of just circumvent that. So you get a 65. Move right along. Pretty good banners so far. Let's go see what Fleets has to offer us. There's actually one really cool comp I want to show you. I think it's at the end. Though, okay, so this is the Profundity versus Executor. You have two choices here, guys. You can either focus down IG 2000, which is probably the smarter move, or you can gamble just a little bit and try taking down Xanadu Blood first. Apparently, I was kind of absent-minded about it. I think I normally would have preferred to try taking out IG 2000. I didn't, obviously. I went for Xanadu Blood, but I think the better move is going for IG 2000. If you don't manage to kill Xanadu Blood immediately, then you probably, well, you have a pretty good chance of losing this. If you have 3 attempts on IG 2000 instead of just 2 attempts on Xanadu Blood, then typically you'll kill at least 1 ship guaranteed, and even though it's not as good as Xanadu Blood, you're still basically good to go. And then just never call in reinforcements. Once you survive the initial onslaught, guys, don't call reinforcements. Just wait till you get your ult. This was a little bit faster than usual, but nothing out of the ordinary, to be honest. And yeah, 75 banners. So we make up 2 banners there. Wampa made up, what, 3 banners? Alright, Negotiator versus Malevolence. This has been here since the beginning of time, and yet I see people doing this match not optimally, I guess we'll say. So you want to start with trying to get defense down on Hyena Bomber. That didn't work with 5s. That was what I was trying to do. We managed to get target lock on a couple of them, so do the AoE, killed the Vulture droid. But now we're kind of stuck behind Sunfac, which is not ideal. That's not really... We already did one dispel, trying to get rid of it, but apparently they dispelled that, which was obnoxious as hell, as all separatists are. And so now we just have to do one little tap on Hyena Bomber, and his 74 banners. So we still gained 1 banner there, so we're like +3 for fleets, which is nice, I suppose. I suppose it doesn't suck entirely. And then finally, this is the one that I wanted to show you. Okay, so we're using Executrix with the Scythe, Gauntlet, and the Shuttle. And this is against a Resistance fleet. I've done this twice now. And they don't have the Falcon here. It's in reserve, which is probably my favorite way to play Resistance, to be honest, because that Falcon can really mess people up if it does things the right way, and if people don't put the proper level of respect on it. Now, you do the first special here, and you can see how we're like almost about to crash. It looked like we crashed. It just takes a while to calculate all of that little formation that you're getting. So you shoot this, whatever you want to call it. You're just using basics for the most part. I guess we can cleanse all the target lock off of us. Alright, so the Falcon comes in, stealths and foresights, and puts up 6 stacks, which that AoE on Falcon is nothing. It's not to be trifled with, folks. So we really need to hustle, trying to get some kills here so that we can actually hit it, and so it shoots us back. Alright, we can dispel some of the nonsense off of it. Now, perfect. The TIE Fighter shoots and taunts, and you just want to take off those stacks because those stacks directly inform how much damage he does when he does his AoE. So then when he finally goes, he just did his basic, or was that a call to assist from Raddus? I can't tell, but you can see there's no AoE coming from him finally, but there's no stacks when it happens, so almost no damage, and we survived just fine. No reinforcements on my end, guys. I chose not to take him. So, still got 75 banners. So another +2 on fleets. So +5 on fleets from the normal. And we actually ended up here, guys, with maybe my best score ever. I don't know if it's quite, but this is 3 above the soft max. So like soft max being if you get a 65, like you get the max banners if you take a full squad. But if you go undersize and you win by, you win with the max banners, then you get 1 extra banner. Like this one, I ended up with 3 over, which is pretty crazy. Pretty good score. Of course, he kept a lot for offense, and he has gotten to this point, to this level in GAC. Like I was like, man, maybe he's really good on offense. I guess we'll see how it goes. Let's actually just go into the fight, and I'll show you guys. We'll just do a transition here, and I'll show you the final results here. Let's even turn on this stinger, the transition thing. All right, let's see it, guys. All right, so he actually failed a little bit here. She goes my defense, and then we'll get you out of here, shall we? So here it is. He failed a bunch on my Grievous squad. Now I didn't have B2 on it. Of course, we have Grievous with Zorii on it, and then BB8, B1, and Magna Guard with the Zorii Kron. It's pretty gross sometimes if you can't beat it. We have a Malgus team that they got 1 shot, and then this is a Seer squad. I think that's what her name is, with Cal. You want Cal with her, or this squad is a lot worse. He failed once on it. I even have 4-head Ray on it, because I wanted Jedi Training Ray for a different assignment, as you'll see. And then you can see this Lord Vader squad here as well. I got 1 shot as well. I don't know whether it's the Malgus or the Lord Vader that got 1 shot, but or that got 75'd. But one of them did. I was still on my stream, actually, guys, which is on Twitch. Come join us on Twitch, guys. It's fun. It's good times. It's found, link in the video description. Super easy to watch. Easy way to support a streamer. It's fun, guys. You see other Galaxy of Heroes streamers there, too. Okay, so in the back I have Jedi Master Kenobi. I have Jabba. And I have Rey. And, he one-shot all of them. Good for him. Good for him. Just pretty nasty back zone, if I do say so myself. Let's see up top. I think he failed a couple more times. Yeah, okay. So Geo's with the Pogglekron. I don't know what he got on that. I was on my stream. Let's see the General Skywalker team. He one-shot. And then, so my Zorii team got 2 holds, or I mean, it took him 2 to get through Zorii, and then probably my favorite, guys, with this Sana squad with Hondo. That one's been getting a lot of holds for me this season so far, actually. It's just clocked pretty well. Hondo does some really cool stuff with Sabine, and I think the biggest difference was I finally got Sabine fast one season, and then this next season I got Cara a little bit faster, and the team's really been producing for me this season. And then I think ships, I mean, I just put some garbage ships back there anyways, because I just like to put the best. I'm like, okay, maybe you'll fail against Executor, and if you do, then awesome. Otherwise, here's some bonus fleets. Enjoy. Try. I hope you don't get max points, which you probably did, but one way or another, guys, pretty dominant win, and I realized that this is pretty lopsided. Not trying to brag against my opponent, no shade against him. I appreciate that he made it this far with the roster that he had. He played well, and he even full cleared me. and he just couldn't quite keep up with my firepower. Mostly I wanted to show you the Aphra fight, and you know, there's the Aphra fight, there was the Traya squad against Reva, there was Rey against, or Starkiller against Rey. Lots of interesting interactions that happened this season exclusively. So guys, thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xaereth prevails. Take care, guys. Leave a like, or something.